Yo, what is poppin', guys? It is your boy Ash Lee coming at you live with this hopefully not too loud video. It sounds like it's gonna be too loud. Yo, what is poppin'? This is your boy Ash Lee here with week 2 of the IBL. Today we are facing Matt Oshea, coach of the Montreal Milotics. And let me tell you, boys, I was mad nervous for this game. So I can't remember exactly. I don't know when Matt started doing YouTube. I know that I found him whenever he was around like 40 to 50 subscribers, I would like to believe. Hopefully I'm not misremembering all of this. I just remember seeing Matt, and we were around similar sub counts. Like, I think we were both in the 40s or something like that. And we've done a great job of growing. I mean, we're at 115 right now, fluctuating between 115 and 116. Whoever you are, make up your mind. All right, either leave or stay. I don't. Just make up your mind, for real. It's not about you though. It's about Matt. One of my favorite YouTubers to watch. I mean, I consider Matt a friend of mine. We collaborate a lot. He helps me with my front office. He is really just a fantastic guy all around, and I'm super happy to be able to work with him. He helped me. He stepped in with the UBLN and played his games through there, making it fairly far into playoffs. I put him in as a heavily recommend for the IBL because this dude has a grind like no other. I will definitely be his link will be down in the description below. And guys, I don't say this lightly. All right, if you don't go sub to Matt Oshea, I will block you on YouTube so that your subscriber doesn't even matter. So your subscribe doesn't matter to me because Matt, he's the best, guys, for real. He's one of the, I mean, like, I watch, don't get it twisted. I watch all my friends' content, right? Every one of my friends or people that I consider my friends, when they put out a video, I typically watch it just because it's cool to see your friends blowing up, man. And I'd like to think that they watch mine as well, but damn, man, there's something about Matt, man. He comes in with the concise videos. All of his videos, his draft league videos, hit like 9-10 minutes, and he packs everything he needs to say in there. Absolutely, mwah, a masterpiece. Definitely check out Matt's channel. But today, we're on the opposite side. This is the first time I've ever faced Matt competitively, and I'm mad nervous. He has a great team. I've never once won versus Sand. Now, some of you who are actually enthusiasts might look back and say, hey, well, hold on, wait, you played Ben week 1 of the IBA, and he has Sand. He did not bring Sand. He did not bring Tyranitar. He just brought Excadrill. So that's the only reason I didn't beat him, was because that's the only reason I beat him, is because he didn't bring Sand, because I suck versus Sand. And so when I saw that Matt Oshea of all people had Sand, I was like, well, boys, this is an uphill battle. But I decided to bring some heat, and let me tell you what I landed on. First of all, we have Ratchet or Mega Gallade. He outspeeds what he needs to. He has Bulk Up, Knock Off, Psycho Cut, and Drain Punch. Now, if you look at this team, it doesn't really hit as much as I would like it to. I mean, it hits everything for at least neutral, but Gallade isn't going to be the main sweeper here. Let me tell you what one of our main sweepers is going to be. That's going to be my boy Goofy Bill, the Crocodile. All right, this boy is holding Darkinium Z. Oof. Sorry, I burped. This boy is holding Darkinium Z. He is jolly as hell. Something that I don't normally do. I mean, if I couldn't point you in the direction of a certain video that would showcase this fact, but if you'll go back and look, a lot of the times I would much rather run Adamant or Modest and not outspeed something, and just feign outspeeding them, bluff outspeeding them, than run Jolly or Timid, because 99% of the time when I run Jolly or Timid, they live on 1%, and I say, damn, I wish I was Adamant Modest. So we're going to see how it works. We're running Jolly Crocodile with Darkinium Z. It's got Earthquake and Crunch, which you would think the Darkinium Z would be for Crunch, right? No, sir. This Darkinium Z is for Snatch. And for those of you that don't know, Z-Snatch not only will steal your opponent's boost, like, let's just say theoretically, I don't think this is the scenario that would go down, but if this Excadrill was in on the Crocodile, or this could go down, I don't know. If this Excadrill were on the Crocodile, and he predicted me to switch, and he went for the Swords Dance, and I went for the Z-Snatch, not only would I grab his Swords Dance and take that +2 for myself, and he doesn't get it. But I also get a +2 speed boost because of using it as a Z move. It is absolutely fantastic, and I'm super excited to get to bring it. When I drafted Crocodile, I said I want to bring Z-Snatch at some point. Ran it by my front office. They all thought it was a great idea, thought it would work well. So here we are. We also have Taunt in there as the 4th move slot because it does outspeed a lot of his defensive walls, and that's going to put in a lot of work as well. We have Boone, the Arcanine, our Choice Scarf user, with Intimidate, Close Combat, Flare Blitz, Crunch, and Wild Charge. This boy just deals damage, and he's a late game cleaner. I would like to keep this Arcanine around, as well as pivot it in a little bit on things. Like, this is a great Blaziken check, because it is running 120 HP and 4 defense, that impressive 4 defense, but it just makes it just bulky enough to be able to handle that Blaziken and outspeed it and hit it with something like a Close Combat, or, you know, I guess not a Crunch or a Wild Charge. Flare Blitz, it's not going to do a ton, but this set is really more for a late game clean, and to be honest, a bit of rushed prep. You know, cards on the table. Scarf Arc was rushed prep, or it was more of something that I looked at or that I agreed to bring, and then after the match I looked at it and was disappointed in myself that I pushed it so hard to my front office, because my front office had a lot of different ideas about what to do for Arcanine, but I personally felt that Scarf Arcanine was the way to go. So we'll touch on that more at the end of the game. I'm actually gonna, because I do have something important I want to say about that, so I'll write it down on the bottom of my calendar. There we go. Okay, because I actually still use a pen and paper to write most of the things that I write, because I'm a sociopath. Anyway, next up we have TikTok, the Celesteela. Now, the reason I called the Celesteela TikTok was because it is holding the Metronome. So this is a set I am super excited for. It's got enough speed to outspeed everything on his team, including Sand Rush, Excadrill, and Sand. After an Autotomize, and we have Autotomize, Earthquake, Iron Head, and Acrobatics. So the Acrobatics was specifically for the Tangrowth, which he did not bring, as you can see on your screen. And the Earthquake and Iron Head hits everything else for neutral or at least good damage. Now the Metronome, which, by the way, for those of you who want some heat to bring in a draft league and you have a Pokemon that's a sweeper and it doesn't need a Choice Scarf or something like that to sweep, give it a Metronome, because Metronome, unless you physically calc it out on a calculator, is impossible to calc for on Pokemon Showdown, and is a niche enough item that if you use it against an opponent, they likely won't realize what's going on until after the game and someone tells them, or before it gets too late. Like, once you've used a move 2 or 3 times, it's going to be doing so much damage that switch-ins do not exist, and that's just facts. So really excited to use this Celesteela set. So as you can see, Celesteela and Croak getting up to +2, outspeeding the Excadrill and Sand are really what matters the most. Those 2 Pokemon are our Sand counters for the most part. But what about everything else on his team? I mean, he's got a lot of threats. Enter Caliwally the Goodra. This is rocking the Assault Vest. It's got Sap Sipper, because he did have a Grass type that I was worried about them using their Grass type move for. I actually, unfortunately, do not remember. I don't have his thing pulled up. My computer runs very slow when I have more than a couple of programs open at a time, and OBS takes up like 90% of my computing power, so I really am only able to have OBS and QuickTime. I just happen to have a team builder on my phone because I had to make a pay spin for this team, considering we get these teams bred by a breeding company. So finally, our last mon, we have Togetic, Benzie the Togetic, named after my fiance. He's got Eviolite, Wish, Air Slosh, Toxic, and Deep Fog. Very standard, nothing too crazy, Pretty much what you would expect from a set like that. So without further ado, I guess we'll talk about what Matt brought first. You know, we shan't be so selfish all the time. Matt brought Uxie, which is something I could have expected, really. He has Tyranitar, he has Excadrill, again expected. Mega Ampharos, again expected, because Celesteela can live a Volt Switch, and that's about it. And it can barely live a Volt Switch. It's not like a comfortably live a Volt Switch. I mean, it can, you know, just live. Samurott, which I was super scared of. In prep, I looked at his prep and thought, hopefully he doesn't bring Samurott, because an SD set claims a kill. SD Samurott easily claims at least 1 kill against my team, and there's actually nothing I can do about it. And he brought it, so You'll see what happens, but, you know, spoiler alert, he gets definitely at least 1 kill with this Samurai, because as I said, the team I brought was very well suited to handling Sand, Mega Ampharos, Blaziken, and Uxie, all of which I was very certain he was going to bring. The only thing I was very uncertain he was going to bring was Samurai, and I think deep down in my heart I knew. I just really hoped he wouldn't, because I just didn't have the prep for it, and he has Blaziken. So without further ado, we're just gonna hop right into it. Here's the game. So I lead off with my Crocodile, because if he leads Uxie, I can always taunt, and being able to taunt anything that's going to be coming in is going to be good for my team, as well as taunting the Uxie and stopping the Stealth Rocks is going to be good for my team as well. As soon as I started this video, I dropped 10 FPS. Oh my god, it's lagging so bad. So anyway, I am going to taunt, get the taunt off on this thing, and you were just going to see that he is going to go for Stealth Rocks. So that is super, super nice. I'm really glad to have gotten that off. Here we're going to crunch, popping his Colbur Berry, which definitely sucks. But hold on, let's... Jesus. Okay, hopefully this will be better than the other one. God, it still seems laggy. Whatever. I'm just done with it, man. Anyway, we're gonna taunt here because we do outspeed this Uxie. If he is a slow Uxie, which I definitely expect him to be since he led with it, and we shut down the Stealth Rocks, which is absolutely fantastic. So here, we're just gonna fire off a Crunch, which pops his Colbur Berry. So, I mean, that was definitely a good prep on his part, but now that Colbur Berry is gone, we are able to hit KO this thing, and this basically ensures, like, he is gonna U-turn, but this basically is nice. Weakening the Uxie. The Crocodile taking damage is a little bit bad, but once we get this Samurai out of the way, we have pretty free reign, which unfortunately he just brings right in. So obviously not wanting to sack off one of my win conditions, I'm going to go straight out here into Togetic. I don't think that it can... If he goes straight for an attack, I wall it pretty well, and if he doesn't, I live one. Which you will see, he goes right for a Swords Dance. So I am going to live one attack, but I mean literally one attack. I can't Wish and Protect stall because I don't have Protect, or I guess even Wish. So I am just going to fire off a Toxic here. So that is going to put him down, I guess, a little bit. Any chip damage is nice, especially because I don't have anything on my team that outright one-hit KOs this. At least not anything that can live a Liquidation. So he is going to go right for another Liquidation and knock out my Togetic. So Togetic is 0 for 2 on doing literally jack squat in my draft league career. And, you know, if anybody wants Togetic, hook me up. This thing is hot garbage. Anyway, I'm going to go right here into my Goodra because by my calcs, a Draco Meteor will take this thing out, as provided that I hit the Draco Meteor, and thankfully we do. So we fire off the Draco Meteor right into... I love that animation. We fire off the Draco Meteor right into the Samurai, and it lives. So based on Matt's calcs, which are the true ones, considering that he, after the game, we exchanged teams, he always lived that Draco Meteor. By my calcs, I obviously didn't calc him with enough HP bulk, or I guess enough special defense. But unfortunately, because we do not take him out outright with the Draco Meteor, we're going to take a ton of damage from that Samurai, weakening one of our general walls to his team, which is super unfortunate. So he brings back in the Uxie. I'm just going to go right back out into Goofy Bill. It seems like the best option at this point. I don't feel like he's going to U-turn straight away, as I'm correct. He's going to go for the Stealth Rocks, but that does put me in and ready to go. So here, I am going to go ahead and fire off my Z-Snatch. I figured I had talked to my front office, and the overall plan for this game was to get in quickly, set up quickly, and just start damaging his team, because Crocodile was expected to get 1 to 2 kills, and then Celesteela will be able to shoot the rest of his team. So that was the game plan, and I was sticking to that game plan. Now, I actually didn't know this. If I had Z-Snatched to the Stealth Rocks at the beginning of the game, like if I had just gone straight turn 1 for the Z-Snatch, I would have stolen his Stealth Rocks and been able to start laying down a ton of damage onto his team. But because of he's going to go straight into his Tyranitar here, and you'll see I'm going to Earthquake. Had I Z-Snatched the Stealth Rocks instead of playing it safe, I would have killed this Tyranitar. Because I didn't, he's going to live on 1%, which again, by Matt's calculations, was never a roll. I got a max roll on that Earthquake, based on his defensive investment. So there's no way I was taking out the Tyranitar there, but I went for it obviously because I thought I would. So Here we're going to go right into Celesteela, and even though I figure he's going to switch, I think my best bet is just to go straight for a Autotomize, because I figure he would go right here into Uxie trying to scout for the Earthquake, because while I mean I could go for the Steel type attack, but it's going to tank that very well too because it's very bulky. And here I decide I'm just going to start firing off Iron Heads, because he doesn't mean extra drill resist, but I can always just take that out straight out right with an Earthquake. But I forgot that this thing gets Thunder Wave. I never would have set up if I remember that this thing gets Thunder Wave, and he is going to go ahead and paralyze me. So here I know I can't knock him out. I could go for another Iron Head, but he's very obviously switching out into his Mega Ampharos, as you can see. And I decide to just try and set up another Autotomize. If I don't, I'm still faster than a lot of the things he tries to bring in. And if I do, then I'm guaranteed faster. And it just seemed like a win-win play. I actually should have gone for Earthquake here because it would have put him in sand range, I'm fairly certain. But it's all good because as long as we don't get paralyzed on this turn, we can fire off the Earthquake and take out this Ampharos. I think the sand damage is really all we need. We have a ton of attack investment. And as you are going to see, we get paralyzed. And he does not go for Volt Switch or Thunderbolt. He goes for Discharge, which is still enough to take us out 100% of the time. And we lose our Celesteela. So we have lost both of our cleaners in this game. And cards on the table, I don't think Mega Gallade can do it all. It cannot. Excadrill is going to tear through this team. Gallade can live one Earthquake, but I need it to take damage in order to take out the rest of his team. It's looking like a lost cause. I did not want a Draco here. For some reason, this is actually a huge misplay. I think I forgot at the time that I was not attack invested. I was only Earthquake to take on things like the Tyranitar or the Excadrill if they wanted to switch. He gets the pointless para there just to rub it in my face that he's kind of smacking me down right now based on just with math, man. His rolls and the randomizers from the hacks are really getting to me right now. Now, don't get me wrong, I definitely am not playing at my best, but things are definitely not going our way either. And that's just facts. So here I forget Mega Ampharos is a... Speaking of bad plays, I forget that Mega Ampharos is a Dragon type. I go right here for the Flare Bits on my Scarf Arcanine, and that does diddly squat. So he is going to... I'm going to take recoil damage. He is going to Volt Switch, keeping his Mega Ampharos alive, which is definitely unfortunate. He's going to bring us down to 25% and go right into the Blaziken. So right when he goes into this Blaziken, I'm like, okay, so he's either going to... Agility, or he's going to Storage Dance, one of the two. So maybe I can 2-hit KO as long as he doesn't go for Agility. I'm going to Flare Blitz here, as you will see, and that's going to do a little under 50%, probably about 40-45%. So he is going to set up the Agility, and at that point, it's pretty much good game. He can take out this Arcanine. I can't put him in range of really anything. Mega Gallade doesn't outspeed him at this point, so there's not a whole lot it can do. I am going to be able to live one hit from the Blaziken and fire off a Drain Punch, which is really nice, as you will see on the turn following. If he had the opportunity to take up a Swords Dance, then it would have just been over right here at a 5-0. But because I kept the Gallade healthy and I'm able to take a Flare Blitz, he is going to go for the Flare Blitz here. He is going to do a significant chunk of damage. We are going to live in red health though, as you are going to see. Yes, right there at 28. And get off the Drain Punch. So it's unfortunate that he went for Flare Blitz there, because we could have gotten more Drain Punch damage back, you know. But there's also the chance that he lived the Drain Punch. So, you know, whatever. Here I basically make the only play I really can, try and go through this game. I use the Bulk Up in case if he's a Psychic type, if he is using the attack Psychic, I can live one. But as you can see, he's carrying Foul Play, and with the attack boost, that's absolutely going to put me down. So then at the end, just to explain a little bit more, if he had gone for Psychic, I would have lived. I would have had the Bulk Up and would have been able to maybe Drain Punch and live through some of the hits on against the rest of his team. Like, if he didn't go straight Tyranitar into Excadrill, I could have... if he didn't go straight Tyranitar into Excadrill, I could have Drain Punched up on the Ampharos. I mean, none of those dudes had a bunch of health, but I still could have gotten maybe enough health back to live in Earthquake at +1. But great game to Matt. Absolutely fantastic game to Matt. Obviously, you guys know I'm a big fan of Matt's, as I said earlier. It's a little unfortunate that it didn't come out. By the way, also, I know if you remember my team builder, you may be thinking, yo, Ash, why didn't you go for knockoff there at the end? I really thought about it. I really thought about going for differential, but in my heart, I wanted to play for the game. I knew I couldn't win it, but I really wanted to play for the game. And according to Matt's rolls, based on the calculations that he showed me with his spread and my spread, he lived 100% of the time. So this game was horseshoes and hand grenades. We were so close to knocking out so much stuff. Had we played the chip game a little bit better and not pulled the trigger, I mean, honestly, even if we had gone one more time around of that little whirl that we were going through, forcing chip damage on a couple more of these mons, we could have easily gotten Moxie Crocodile rolling. We could have easily gotten Celesteela's Metronome rolling. And this would have been a very different story, but unfortunately, it wasn't. Huge shout out to Matt Oshea again. Please go check out his channel if you haven't already. Also, one more thing. If you made it this far in the video, you deserve to know a little bit of heat. I'm not going to tell you exactly how we did it, but shout out to Eric from my front office for making my Celesteela a god, because he specifically toyed with the EVs. So, because Matt has a Porygon Z. If this Porygon Z were to come in on Celesteela, it would get the attack boost instead of the special attack boost, leading Matt to believe that it's a specially bulky Celesteela and not giving that Porygon Z the boost, while in all actuality, it actually was a very, very nice mix set. It was a nice little bluff on our part for sure. Unfortunately, it didn't really pan out, which is why I didn't talk about it as much. One last thing is, again, that Scarf Arcanine set really, really killed me, because if I was able to do Morning Suns, or if I had Rocky Helmet, I could have tried to stall out the Blaziken as well as using Bulldoze or something of that nature. Man, I have to learn how to trust my front office more, but I'm also very big on the fact that my front office doesn't just tell me, they take my ideas and let me learn from my ideas. I feel like it's a great mix of people that want me to help me learn through trial and people that want to help me learn through instruction. And I haven't won a lot lately. That's just because I'm inexperienced and I'm playing a lot of fantastic battlers. But I guarantee you that will start coming around as the season goes on, as we start getting rematches, and as I get more comfortable building with my front office. We're in a little bit of a strange period right now. Hopefully, you guys are watching this right now. It is Saturday, and today I will be playing, today or tomorrow, I'll be playing my MPL Week 4 match with Omega. I will be playing my Week 5 IBA match with OP Jellison, which I'm super excited for. I'm a huge fan of Jelly as well, and he actually is responsible for the highest ranked battle on my channel, from when we played in the GBA. So Jelly helped get my in a way, Jelly helped get my channel started. So I'm super excited to play him and bring another battle to the game, because the last one, like, I honestly only won on the choke. I think we both played well, but he definitely had the edge on me and choked, which he has said multiple. I wouldn't say that to you guys if he hadn't said it to me and to other people as well. Like, I want to acknowledge, like, I'm not sitting out here being like, oh yeah, he choked. Like, we've talked about it. I played a good game, but at the end of the day, he could have won that game if he wanted to. But anyway, enough about that. And then finally, we have our IBL match versus MyTurkeySub. So a big weekend for battles, playing a lot of people that I'm super excited to play. Unfortunately, we are 0-2 now in the IBL. So power rankings, eat your heart out. Kick me while I'm down. Do whatever you have to do. I understand. No hard feelings. I didn't play my best this week. I pulled the trigger way too quickly, but I'm very happy with my prep, and I'm very happy with the way that I stuck with the game even after the point in which I quote-unquote lost. And even though I couldn't get the differential that I wanted, I at least played for it. So we are learning, we are getting better, we are getting back into the world of Wi-Fi, and hopefully next week we can bring back our first W. I will see you guys next time. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff if you like. And yeah, peace. Y'all have been great.